So we'll start by finding a comfortable seat. Be sure to pull the flesh away from those sit bones so that you're starting off with a nice stable foundation. Bring the navel in towards the spine. Allow the crown of the head to reach towards the sky. Bring your shoulder blades together and down the back and place the hands on the thighs, palms up, and close your eyes. And just begin to become aware of your breath. And allow that breath to flow in through the nose and out through the nose. And then we'll start to bring the breath into balance by making the inhale the same length as the exhale. So if the inhale is for a count of 4, the exhale would be for a count of 4. If your inhale was for a count of 6, your exhale would be for a count of 6, and so on. Before we get started, before we begin the practice, I wanted to read a quote to you. Again, talking about being present. Nothing is until it is. And once it is no more. Life is but a constant practice in accepting and letting go. So I really liked that. Nothing is until it is. And once it is no more. So that present moment is constantly changing. And with that said, that can give us some comfort, because if we're in a moment that's not good, we just have to hold on, because it's going to change. Everything is constantly changing. Life is but a constant practice in accepting the moment for what it is, and then letting go of the past, not worrying about the future, and being here in this moment. So just some things to think about as we go through our practice today. Let's bring the hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the 3rd exhale, share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. And for the 3rd time together, inhale. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs. Softly open your eyes, looking forward. So we're going to start today laying on our backs. So just lay down comfortably on your back. You can have those legs extended out nice and long. Arms are by your sides. As you inhale, arms come up overhead until the thumbs touch the floor behind you. And then as you exhale, arms come back down by your sides. So you're moving with your breath at your own pace. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, arms back by your sides. The next time the arms are by your sides, you can pause there. Draw the right knee into the chest, hug it in, reach through the left heel. Then we'll switch. So you'll bring that left knee into the chest, extend through the right heel. Switch again. One more time. Left knee draws in. Hug that right knee in to meet the left knee, coming to Apanasana. Keep those knees hugged into the chest, but bring your arms out like a T, palms face the sky. Press the soles of the feet up towards the sky. So we're going to rotate the ankles here. And then reverse the direction of that ankle rotation. I don't know if you can hear that bird, but I've never heard that bird here before. Let the legs become still. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to point the toes towards the sky. Inhale, flex the feet so you pull the toes in towards your face. Point and flex. Point and flex. Start to bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the mat. Bring your arms by your sides, the palms face the floor. We're going to practice dynamic bridge pose. So to practice that pose, before we start, you want to draw the pelvic floor up and draw the navel in. That's going to bring your pelvis to neutral. Engage both of your glutes. Press down through the feet, lift the hips. As you exhale, lower those hips. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, hips lower. Dynamic Setu Bandha, dynamic bridge pose. So I'm going to show you just real quick if I don't do those cues before I come into this pose. So if I don't pull the pelvic floor up and draw my navel in, what happens is my pelvis still tips forward. And that is doing nothing for my core here. But if I draw the pelvic floor up, navel in, my pelvis comes to neutral. Lift and lower those hips one more time. When you finish, you can just lower the hips to the mat and draw those knees into the chest. Rock side to side here. Become still. And then begin to rock head to tail, eventually coming up to a seated position, Sukhasana, easy pose. Take your left hand by your side. Reach the right fingertips towards the sky. So make that spine as tall as you can. As you exhale, tip to the left. So you're going to bend the left elbow or walk the fingertips out. And then really bow out the right ribs. We want to get a stretch in the side of the body here. Slowly bring yourself up. Place your right hand by your side. The left fingertips reach towards the sky. As you exhale, tip to the right, bowing out the left ribs. Slowly bring yourself back up. Place that left hand behind the left hip. Right hand comes to the top of that left knee. Root down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to the left. Root down through your sit bones. Inhale, create length in the spine. As you exhale, slowly come back to center. We'll place the right hand behind the right hip. Left hand comes to the top of that right knee. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to your right. Press down through those sit bones. As you inhale, create length in the spine. And then as you exhale, come back to center. So we're going to come up to standing now. Give the knees a little bit of a break. So we bring ourselves to Tadasana, mountain pose. When we stand in Tadasana, the feet are just femur width apart. The feet are parallel to each other, so they look like an 11. We're rooting down through the four corners of the feet. So that's the pad of the big toe and little toe, and then the inner and outer heel. So to really feel those points, you can lift your toes. And then you can feel those four corners of the feet rooted to the earth, and your leg muscles turn on. So we're going to keep all of that, but just let the toes relax towards the ground. Pelvis is in neutral. My pelvis tips way forward. So if you're similar, you're going to draw the tailbone towards the ground, drawing that navel in towards your spine. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Shoulder blades come together and down the back. Tadasana, mountain pose. As you inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms lower. We're tuning in with the breath here. The next time the arms are up overhead, allow those palms to come together to touch. As you exhale, hands come to your heart. Bring the arms by your sides. Take your left arm across your chest, and then you'll take your right hand and gently press that arm in closer to the chest. You should feel a nice stretch in the upper arm. We'll switch sides. So arms come down by your sides. Take your right arm across the chest and then press it back with the left hand. Lower your arms by your sides. Start to make some nice big circles with the shoulders going backwards. And then reverse the direction of those shoulder circles. So now we're going forward. Relax those arms by your sides. Press down through your feet. As you inhale, create as much length in the spine as you can. On the exhale, begin to turn your head to look towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, Turn the head to look towards the right. Inhale to center 2 more times on each side. When you finish, you'll just bring that head and neck to neutral. So we're going to again press down through the feet. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, tip that head to the left, so you're lowering the left ear towards your left shoulder. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale up, 2 more on each side. And when you finish, you'll just bring the head and neck back to neutral. Let's see here. So, standing in Tadasana. As you inhale, the right arm reaches towards the sky. As you exhale, begin to tip to the left. So the left hand can just slide down the leg, bow out the right ribs. Inhale up, lower the right arm, reach the left fingers towards the sky. Exhale, tip to the right. Inhale back up, 1 more on each side. And you can just lower your arms by your sides. So you're going to take your left hand behind you and just place it on the right waist. The right hand is going to come to your left shoulder. So press down through your feet, inhale, grow tall. And then starting at, you're just going to start with your head here. So we're pressing down through the feet, inhale, grow tall. Turn that head to look over the left shoulder. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Lower your arms by your sides. Take the left hand behind you, or the right hand, placing it on the opposite hip. Then you'll take, I got my lefts and my rights confused. You'll take this hand and place it on the opposite shoulder. Press down through the feet. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, turn to look over that right shoulder. Slowly come back to center. Bring your arms by your sides. Place your right hand on your chest. Extend the left arm out. Gaze out over those left fingertips. Come back to center. Place the left hand on the chest. Right arm reaches out to the right as you gaze out over those right fingertips. Lower both arms by your sides. As you inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, begin to hinge from the hips, folding forward. Bring the fingertips down to the ground. Even if you have to bend the knees to get them there, that's perfectly fine. Relax the head and neck. You can gently turn the head from side to side. Place the hands on the hips, press down through the feet, and bring yourself up to standing. So here, we're going to start to make some circles at the waist. So you're just going to be circling those hips. Just bringing some movement to the mid-body. And then we'll reverse the direction. And bring yourself back up. Neutral neck, neutral spine. From here, we're going to take a nice wide stance on the mat. Outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. There isn't a real exact distance that should be between the feet, but as we move through our poses, we'll figure out how far apart the feet should be. As you inhale, arms sweep up. On the exhale, you're going to hinge from the hips, folding forward, bringing the hands down to the ground, even if you have to bend the knees. Relax the head and neck here. Bring the hands to the hips. Press down through the feet to come up. We'll come up on the heel of the left foot. Turn the toes in slightly. Come up on the heel of the right foot. The toes turn out 90 degrees. We're going to turn to face front, so we're looking out over our right foot. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, right knee bends. So we find ourselves in Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Now, the knee should not jut out past the ankle. If it does, you need to widen your stance, and then that's how you can determine how far apart the feet should be. Arms are strong and active here, or for a more gentle option, hands can come to the hips. As you inhale, straighten the left or the right leg, lower the arms, feet come back to parallel. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Relax the head and neck here. Bring your hands to your hips. Press down through the feet and come back up to your wide-legged stance. This time, we'll come up on the heel of the right foot. Toes turn in slightly. Come up on the heel of that left foot. Toes turn out 90 degrees. We're going to turn so that our torso is facing our left leg. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bend the knee. So again, this is your opportunity to readjust the distance between the feet. So if this knee is jutting out past the ankle, I want you to widen that stance. Focus on the breath. As you inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, lower the arms. Feet come back to parallel. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Isaac, I couldn't figure out the Facebook thing. So. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet and bring yourself back up to standing. We'll come up on the heel of that left foot. Toes turn in slightly. Come up on the heel of the right foot, toes turn out 90 degrees. This time, we'll bring the arms parallel to the mat. The palms face the floor. Gaze out over the right fingertips. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bend the right knee. So we come to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Again, we don't want the knee to jut out past the ankle, so adjust your stance accordingly. We also don't want this right knee to fall in. So let's have that knee track towards the pinky toe instead of the big toe. For a more gentle option, you can always place your hands on your hips. As you inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, lower those arms. Feet come back to parallel. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Folding forward, relax the head and neck. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet and come up to standing. We'll come up on the heel of that right foot. Toes turn in slightly. Come up on the heel of the left foot, toes turn out 90 degrees. Arms parallel to the mat. Gaze out over those left fingertips. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you'll bend the knee, making sure that it's not jutting out past the ankle, and also making sure that the knee is tracking towards that pinky toe. Focus on your breath. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. As you inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, lower the arms. Bring the feet to parallel. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Relax the head and neck here. So now we're going to add to this. Begin to bend the left knee and then shift the body towards the left so you can get a nice stretch in the inner thigh of that right leg. Bring yourself back to center, and then we'll bend the right knee, shifting to the right, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh of that left leg. Slowly come back to center. Hands come to the hips, press through the feet to bring yourself back up. Let's step our feet back to just femur width apart, coming to Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, we're going to move into tree pose, but before we do, I want you to just close your eyes, reestablish the balanced breath. Inhale and exhale are equal. Open your eyes. Bring your hands together at the heart. We're going to practice Vrikshasana, tree pose. So begin to shift the weight to the left foot. And again, remember the 4 points, the bottom points of the feet. You're really going to root down through the 4 corners of the feet. Imagine growing deep roots that will connect you to the earth. The right foot becomes light. You can press that foot against the ankle, the calf, or the upper inner thigh. Just don't press the foot against the knee. So we're going to push the foot into the leg, push the leg into the foot. Stand nice and tall. Find your drishti, which is a gazing point, something not moving. Allow the gaze to become soft. Watch the breath flow in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you feel stable as you inhale, arms reach up. and those tree branches can grow. Bring the hands back together, down in front of your heart. You can lower the right foot, shake the legs out a little bit. So I'm noticing that my foot was sort of achy when I was doing that, and it's because I've been wearing a lot of flip-flops. So it's telling me I need to start wearing some more supportive shoes. So we come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands come together at the heart. Knees are always soft. Shift the weight to that right foot. Feel the roots grow deep into the earth. The left foot becomes light. You can press the foot against your ankle, your calf, or the upper inner thigh. Just skip the knee once again. You're going to push the foot into the leg, push the leg into the foot. Find your gazing point. Watch your breath. If you feel stable, arms reach up, tree branches grow. Bring the hands back together up overhead, and as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Lower the left foot, shake out those legs. Bring the arms by your sides. As you inhale, arms sweep up. On the exhale, you'll hinge from the hips, folding forward. Relax the head and neck here. Uttanasana, forward fold. You can gently turn the head from side to side. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet, coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to come to lay down on our bellies. So you can just get comfortable. Lay down on your belly, cross the forearms in front of you, and rest your forehead. Bend your knees and rotate the ankles. Reverse the direction of those ankle rotations. Let the ankles become still. Lower the legs to the mat. Bring your arms by your sides, the palms face the sky, forehead to the mat. As you inhale, the head, chest, and arms simultaneously lift up off of the mat. And then as you exhale, they lower. So you're moving with your breath, Ardha Shalabhasana, half locust pose. One of the misalignments that I see most in this pose is pretty understandable. It's when people come up and then they look forward, but then we're taking our neck out of alignment. So keep the gaze to the mat, the back of the neck nice and long. Lift and lower one more time. When you finish, just cross the forearms in front of you and rest the forehead. Come back to that balanced breath if it's gotten away from you. roll over onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Once you get there, you can rock side to side. Lower the soles of the feet to the mat, and then bring the arms by your sides, palms face the floor. Pelvic floor draws up, navel draws in. Engage both of those glutes, press down through the feet, lift the hips. As you exhale, lower those hips. So you're going to move with your breath, just lifting and lowering those hips. Dynamic Setu Bandha, dynamic bridge pose. The next time you lift the hips, I want you to keep the hips lifted. So we're holding the pose, but we're not holding the breath. We're still breathing in and out. Inhale and exhale are equal. Slowly begin to lower the hips back down to the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. You can rock gently from side to side. Become still and keep the knees hugged into the chest. Bring the arms out like a T, palms face the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to tip the legs over to the left. So you're lowering the left leg to the mat, right leg just rests on top of it. If it's okay for the head and neck, you can turn the head to look towards the right. Start to draw the knees back up. Head and neck come to neutral. On the next exhale, you'll tip the legs over to the left. Left leg comes to the mat, right leg. Are we tipping our legs to the right? You're going to the opposite side. I don't know why I have such a hard time with this. And if it's okay for the head and neck, you can turn it to look the opposite way of your twist. Start to draw the knees back up, head and neck come to neutral. Keep the knees hugged in and keep the arms out like a T. Press the soles of the feet up towards the sky. So we're going to just lay like this for a bit with our legs up in the air. You can have a bend in the knee if you want, or straight legs. And I always like to tell students, when I was in yoga teacher training, we would do this a lot. And I was so weak back then that I couldn't even do this. It was really hard for me to hold my legs up in the air. So if you struggle with things like this, keep practicing, and over time you'll start to build more and more strength. Inhale and exhale are equal. So we're going to start to bend the knees, placing the soles of the feet back on the mat. Take your feet as wide as your mat, and you're just going to let the knees rock from side to side as you roll to the sides of the feet. Nice and slow. The next time you bring the knees up, you'll pause there. Take the feet so that they're just femur width apart again. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Take the hands around that left thigh. Draw the legs into the chest. Lower the left foot to the mat, followed by the right. And then cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Take the hands around the right thigh, draw those legs in towards the chest. Lower the right foot to the mat, followed by the left. Once again, you'll take your feet as wide as your mat, and then just let the knees fall in on one another. Take your index fingers, link them together, and then bring the arms up overhead, making a circle around the head. And just breathe. So notice how your fingers are linked, and then you're just going to do the opposite direction and bring those arms up overhead again. We're going to begin to transition into Shavasana. To move into Shavasana, you'll just extend the legs out nice and long and bring the arms by your sides, the palms face the sky. The arms should be a few inches away from the body. And if you're bumping into your props and your water and things, just move them out of the way or readjust. Let the feet just flop open. Relax your jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. And let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes just rest in their sockets. Resist the urge to make subtle movements. Allow the natural breath to take over. Excuse me. Rest in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen the breath, becoming aware of the room once again and becoming aware of the body. You can start to make subtle movements that feel good, like wiggling the fingers and the toes. You can rotate through the wrists and the ankles and turn that head gently from side to side. Stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up, and then roll to the right side in the fetal position, and we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping your eyes closed, if you'd like, you can use your arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And once you get there, you can bring your hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. Nothing is until it is. And once it is no more. Life is but a constant practice in accepting and letting go. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this morning. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And for anybody who is in the midst of the first day of online school, good luck. We got this. It's all temporary. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease and well-being. Namaste. Thank you all so much, and I will see you here tomorrow at 9:30 for All Levels Yoga. Have a wonderful day.